Good morning, students. I hope everybody is fine. A lot of good wishes this morning, good hearts, good smiles, and a good temperament all over the place. This is another version of a video class, and this is also a review of Unit 4, as we did last week for Unit 5. My name, once again, is Aroja Ferguson, and I'm doing this with my colleague, Diego Torres. We are all teachers of Santiago de Quito. And on behalf of our other colleague teachers, we welcome you to this session. Good. Today we are going to have, as I said, a review of Unit 4. And because it's a review, we are looking at vocabulary, we are looking at a couple of grammar topics, and we are also looking at useful language, as we did the last time. But the difference is that this time the topics will be different. So let's get going. First with the vocabulary. So on your page of the book, of the English book, I think page 32, you have pictures of holiday makers. Holiday makers, and there are a lot of ways you can have fun during holidays. So we always say that it is very useful. You get to know the vocabularies of items, of things, and all of that, activities. So you can speak English, you can describe, you can talk about them. So here are some examples of such vocabularies. It has to do with holiday adventures. So if you look at the pictures, the first one, we have ballooning. Ballooning, okay, is a sort of it's a sort of game, a sort of transport or a game sort of you sit in and you fly high up, but not in an airplane, not in an airplane, but it also takes you high up. Okay, so the first one we say it's a balloon. Then you have a second picture there with young guys as if walking, going hiking with bags on their back. Okay, so that one also is been labeled go backpacking. Okay, they are going backpacking. They have your bag at the back of your back. Okay, and you go walking, climbing hills, walking on desert, on rocks, and all of that. Okay, so go backpacking. Go backpacking. You have another one in picture D, which has to do with rock climbing. Rock climbing. Okay, it's also an activity, rock climbing. So that is the name of that activity in that picture, rock climbing. Okay, so let's look at picture E. Picture E is like some, it's a kind of sport, but you have people in a canoe, a tube canoe, and they seem to be paddling in a very rough waters. There's rafting. Okay, then there is another one, picture B. Another one, picture B. Now for picture B, yeah, picture B, we also refer to it as it's also an activity, for fun activity. Okay, fun activity. Normally people go on such an activity and they have a lot of fun. They have a lot of fun there with such an activity. Okay, so for that one also, go on a cruise. Then there is picture number G. You have a picture of like a desert with an animal and some vehicles at the background. Okay, like you have an animal and vehicles at the background, the picture. And that one is also a safari. Go on a safari. A safari. We normally go on safari. That's all. And that's how it is. It's normally in the desert, and you have you normally see a plain land, very dry, plain land. You see animals in their natural habitat, and you see the expeditors, people who go to see the animals in their vehicles, their trucks, just to see how the animals live. Then you have picture F. Picture F Also, a gentleman riding a bike. Okay, it's an activity. It's an activity. Normally, they ride a bike on a high mountain and they come down the mountain very top speed, and they call it go mount biking. Mount biking, yeah, mount biking. Okay, so you ride a bike on a rocky surface high up the mountain and you come down at a very top speed. Go mount biking. Okay, then you have H, picture H, sailing, very calm waters and water vessels on it, like a canoe, but it's a tube canoe, and the waters are very calm. It's not as the rough waters that we described earlier. These are very calm waters, and you have, I think, 3 or 4 canoes on it sailing. Okay, then there is a picture I. Picture I is like a game. They call it tag of war. You pull, there's a rope, and there are 2 groups, maybe groups of 10, groups of 8. Then we pull and we see who wins. Okay, the team normally that pulls harder with a great strength wins the competition. Normally, the local name is what we call the tag of war. Tag of war. But in the vocabulary section of this book, they call it go summer camp. Go summer camp. But when you say go summer camp, all the activities here, the backpacking, the cruising, the ballooning, the mountain biking, the rafting, the safari, the sailing, the summer camping, and the rock climbing, they are all activities of camping. If you leave your home and you go camping because you don't want to feel bored, because you want to be happy and active at all times, you do those activities. You do these activities. Very good. So don't forget the activities. There's ballooning, there's rock climbing, there's sailing, there is summer camping itself, safari, there's rafting. So students, like I was saying, for the grammar section, we are going to look at 2 topics, all in present perfect forms, but how we use them with different words, like present perfect with yet, already, and just. Then the present perfect with, yeah. So we'll get there as I explained. We'll get there. So the first one has to do with the use of already. The first one has to do with the use of already, present perfect already. Good. Notice how it goes. We use the present perfect, or we use already in the affirmative sentence in the present perfect. Now, when we say affirmative, we mean the positive form, okay? There are examples here to support that argument. So let's look at a couple of them or some of them. The first one has to do with they have already been at sea for 4 days, or we have already been at sea for 4 days, or you have already been at sea for 4 days. Then I have already been at sea for 4 days. Students, notice one thing here. You realize that I is singular, purely singular. You can be used for singular or plural, depending on how you use it. Then we and they are purely plural. But before we get to after using the word already, the verb that comes is always in the past. So I have already been, already cooked, and already left. Okay, so been is like go to some place, having gone to some place, having already been to some place. Then cook is a regular verb of cook, the past tense, and left is to leave, is the irregular verb. Good. So let's go to the next one, which has to do with the use of yet. And for the formula, it says we use yet in negative sentences in the present perfect. This means that we use yet for something that hasn't happened, but it would happen. Okay, if you look at the example, we have haven't, hasn't, haven't. They are all in the negative form. And it's the same as the first one. After these auxiliary verbs, the main verb is in the past tense. The main verb is in the past tense. Okay, or the principal verb after the auxiliary verb is in the past tense before the yet comes. Let's look at some few examples. I haven't found turtles yet. Or you haven't found turtles yet. In plural, we or they haven't found turtles yet. Good. Then we have another example, purely singular. He or she hasn't visited the ship yet. He or she hasn't visited the ship yet. So here you realize that we're using singular, so we use has in the negative form, so it's hasn't. You can put has not, or hasn't. Okay, and don't forget the verb after the hasn't or the auxiliary verb is in the past form, visited, visited. The last sentence, it, that's an object, so it hasn't rained yet. Rain is also in the past form. Good. Let's look at the other one, the other example in this category, which is just. We use just with a present perfect to say that something happened recently. Use just to say that something happened recently or a short while ago or not long ago. Okay, so examples, we have I have just seen dolphins. You have just seen dolphins. Then we have just seen dolphins. Okay. Then we have the other section of it, the second example, he or she has just boarded the ship. When we say board a ship, it means to get on board, go into the ship. So I have just boarded the plane, boarded the flight, or boarded the bus is to go into the bus or get into the bus, get into the train, get into the airplane. Okay. The next one is it. It has just gotten dark. It has just gotten dark. So don't forget, we use just for something that has happened recently. So still on present perfect, like I told you, but this time we are using since. We are using since and for. Since and for. You can refer to that in your books, page 37. Since and for. There are formulas for the two. So quickly, we get to the formulas. We get to the formulas, and let's look at the first one. Use the present perfect with for or since for past actions and events continuing in the present, into the present. So we use the present perfect with for or since for past actions and events continuing, which is ongoing, continuing, in process, into the present. Okay. Then we have other formula. Use since with a period of time such as a week, 2 months, or 5 years. Okay. So let's see some examples here. Don't forget to use since with a period of time such as a week, 2 months, or 5 years. Good. Now, for examples, we use the same pronouns. Okay. We have been here for 3 years. I have been here for 3 years. They have been here for 3 years. Or you have been here for 3 years. Okay. So the for is, it tells us when, how long you've been here, how long you've been in school. I've been in Santiago de Quito for 3 years, for 2 years. I've been to Quito for 1 month. I've lived in a Sacha for 6 months. Okay. So we'll have example with the usage of since, and we see how that one also works. Use since with a specific date or time. So for since, we use a specific date or time. Specific date or time for since. Good. Let's have some examples. I have been here since last Wednesday. Last Wednesday is a specific time or a specific date or a specific day. Okay. Okay. So you have been here since last Friday. They have been here since last Monday. Or we have been here since last Saturday. Good. Then there is another example using I, you, and we, they. Okay, with since. So example, they haven't taken a vacation since last June. Or we haven't taken a vacation since last June. Or I haven't taken a vacation since last June. These are all correct sentences or examples with the usage of since. Okay. Then he, she, don't forget these are two singular verbs. Good. So he has lived in Colorado since 2010. It's a specific time, specific year. She has lived in Colorado since 2010. Okay. The next example also has he or she. Okay, singular verbs. She hasn't called. She hasn't called me since last Monday. She hasn't called me since last Monday. Okay, so we use since for a specific time. Normally in the past, I have been here since Monday. I have been here since 9 o'clock. Okay, so we use for. We use the for to talk about a period of time. Okay, then we use since to talk about a specific date or time. Good. Don't forget, this is just a review because we have treated this already. Okay, so let's move on to useful language. Useful language. Okay. Now, the useful language, like I said in the last example, it's a form of conversation and the right words to use or the right phrases to use. Okay, a form of conversation and the right phrases to use. Okay, the right words or the phrases to use for such a conversation. Okay, so you have, what do I need to bring? What do I need to bring? Then the next one is how long is. We'll find a sentence to fix all of them in, so don't worry. How long is. Then the next one we have, can I ask you a few things about? Can I ask you a few things about? Okay. Then the last one is, does the price include? Does the price include? Okay. Does the price include? Then you have, where can I sign up? Where can I sign up? Okay. Where can I sign up? Then the next one is, what about? What about? Okay. The next one is what about. Now, if you watch the uh, the vocabulary, I told you they are all activities we normally enjoy or we normally do when we go on summer camping. Okay, when we go for camping. Now, before you go for camping, maybe you have to register. So if you are registered, you can say, where can I sign up? Where can I sign up? Okay. If you want to know how long the camp will last, you can say, how long is it? Or where you are going, you can say, how long is the journey from maybe Quito, from Sacha. Then there's a third one, another one, what do I need to bring? If you are going for camping in a very cold area, in Quito, it's very cold, you need to take heavy clothing, jackets, and all of that. Of course, your mobile phone and other gadgets that will make you happy. So what do I need to bring along? Bring along heavy clothing, mobile phone, a bit of a first aid box for medicine. Okay. Then normally you have to pay some money. So they'll ask, does the price include? Okay, so if you pay, let's say $100 or $20, does it include feeding, accommodation, transportation? So you can ask, does the price include feeding? Example, does the price include accommodation? Or does the price include the trip to the desert? Okay. Then another question you can also ask is, can I ask about a few things? Can I ask a few more things about the trip? Can I ask a few things about the trip? Good. Maybe if you don't understand certain things, you can ask questions, and this is how you put it in useful language usage. Can I ask you a few things about the trip? Okay. Then, if somebody is explaining something to you and the fellow forgets something, you can remind the fellow, what about? What about? So let's say we are 4 people going on a trip, then 3 of us are here. The other person is not here. You can ask, what about our friend? Okay. What about teacher? What about the other student? That's where you use what about to inquire of another thing. Okay. Then there's a limitation. There's a limitation. So how many people can go on a camp or on a trip? Okay. It is only for 10 people. It is only for 20 people. Okay. Or it is only for women. It is only for young girls, or it is only for students. It is only for students, not teachers, or it is only for parents and not children. Okay, so by way of recap, we've done vocabulary of Unit 4 that has to do with vocabulary of uh, fun activities, vocabulary of fun activities. Sorry for the background noise of the dog. Vocabulary of fun activities, okay, in the at the camp. Then we spoke about grammar. Basically, we focus on present perfect, the use of since and for. Another version of the grammar focused on present perfect, the use of yet, just, and already. Then, of course, the useful language. Okay. Then, of course, the useful language that we focus on. Good. So we will leave it here, students. We hope you are studying very, very hard for the end of partial end of chemistry exams, evaluation, and I hope you are taking care of yourself as well. Thank you for listening. My name is Roger Ferguson. I did this with my colleague, Diego Torres, who may have a parting words for you or a goodbye words for you. Diego?
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, goodbye, students. Have a nice week. Be careful. Be in your home. You have to remember, be in your home. And I'll see you in the next class. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.